What's up, everybody? This is your boy Thirsty Jack, and this is a new episode of Thirsty for Wrestling. As I talk about Hell in a Cell, got to talk about the opponent with Undertaker and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania plans, and not only that, some rumors about Hell in a Cell matches. So those are three topics for this video, and the gameplay I'm gonna show you right now is the NBA 2K16, as for the PS4. And the first I'm going to talk about is Hell in a Cell. And me going up through the new generation, through the Attitude Era, Hell in a Cell is one of my favorite, Hell in a Cell is my favorite matches, or should I say gimmick of all time, along with TLCs and a ladder match, table, hardcore matches, ball wire, you name it, I love them all. But Hell in a Cell will always, dear to my heart, because the first Hell in a Cell matches I've seen, of course, everybody's seen it, is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker in Bad Blood '97. That was like the most, epic match from the jump. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, them two, feuding with each other for a very long time, and then they end their feud in Hell in a Cell. It was so different, so brand new. Everybody thought it was a regular steel cage match, but it's like a big giant structure surrounding the ring. There was no rules, no DQ, no count out. The only way to win is pinfall or submission. And it was violent. It was crazy. See Shawn Michaels fall off from the Hell in a Cell into the announcer table, seeing fighting all over the place, and it was crazy. And that was my favorite matches. As as the years move forward, we've seen Hell in a Cell matches take place on Raw or Raw's War at the time as a regular match, like Stone Cold and Undertaker pairing up against Kane and Mankind, and it was like bananas. And not only that, just way before the WWE Network or the YouTube and such, when the Raw went off the air, when Steve Austin fighting when Kane, it went off the air. And then next now on WWE Network they show exclusive footage where actually you should see Steve Austin beat Kane in Hell in a Cell. It was like an awesome moment for Raw and whoever was at their Raw's War at that time. And not only that, I've seen like favorite moments from Hell in a Cell, from of course the infamous Undertaker throwing Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. To this day, that's one of the most epic moments. It was so epic they put in OMG top WWE moments on Blu-ray as a #1 ranking, in which I wouldn't agree. I'd put them as #1 as well. And as the year goes on, more superstar being part of the Hell in a Cell. Batista versus Triple H, that was a good Hell in a Cell match. That was epic. Edge versus Undertaker. We seen the DX against Big Show and the McMahons in the 2-on-3 handicap Hell in a Cell match. 6-man Hell in a Cell with Kurt Angle, The Rock, Rikishi, The Undertaker, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Steve Austin. I think, yeah, that's 6. I hope I didn't forget anybody else, but that's all 6. When Rikishi got thrown off from the top of Hell in a Cell into the truck by The Undertaker, that was awesome as well. And I was a huge fan of Hell in a Cell, and every time someone mentioned about Hell in a Cell, you knew that match is gonna be epic. It doesn't matter who you put together. It's like you could put if you put Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev in Hell in a Cell, that match be off the chain. Or if you put in Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in Hell in a Cell, right off the bat, the match could be bloody. That's what it was all about. But as the years goes on and WWE enter the PG era, Hell in a Cell is not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? The Hell in a Cell become like, back in the day it was the devil playground. Now it's become the playground. How I feel about Hell in a Cell, about how I feel about it. And people who've seen my old videos back in long time ago, matter of fact, I don't think I ever did a video. I think I did the article about Hell in a Cell, past article I did for the FTW podcast, when I did, a blog writing for them for the website. If you check it out, go find it. I think I probably leave up a link or post on my Facebook, one way to another. But anyway, I talk deeply about the Hell in a Cell. I'm a big fan of Hell in a Cell, but when the PG come around, it felt like a watered down Hell in a Cell. I mean, like, the last Hell in a Cell match I wasn't impressed was, I think it's way before Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose match. That match, it was they were trying, they was reaching out. I can tell, because us fans, we want the old school Hell in a Cell. I think the last Hell in a Cell I wasn't impressed was the Undertaker and Triple H match. Triple H at WrestleMania 28, if I remember. It was WrestleMania 28. Undertaker versus Triple H in Hell in a Cell. Everybody saying the match was brutal. The match was, was violent. When I look at it, I'm like, not really. Like, Undertaker and Triple H, the two godfathers of Hell in a Cell. When we see Triple H in Hell in a Cell, he put in work. When we see Undertaker put in Hell in a Cell, he put in work. When they put in work, we'll see some, blood, violence, that type of stuff. But that match, yeah, chest after the back, but okay, that didn't, excite me as a Hell in a Cell fan, as a wrestling fan. But the other Hell in a Cell match I seen with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose last year, yeah, they were trying. It was a good match, but they are trying. They're not, they didn't put the title of the Devil Playground, the spirit of the Hell in a Cell, back into it. It was kind of like, here you go, this is what we got, enjoy it. We see a bunch of chairs, and also I give them credit for both of them throw themselves off from the side from the Hell in a Cell into the table. That was good. That was a good moment. I think everybody was popped up for it, and including myself. It was a good moment. And the ending was like, yeah, when Bray Wyatt comes out, ruined the match, or should I say, ruined the magic moment. But it was an okay match. Year before that, I think it was CM Punk and Ryback against Curtis Axel at that time, or a year before that. But I remember that match. The match was okay. I would never forget it. I was doing live chat in Hell in a Cell, Hell in a Cell live chat with other people. When CM Punk climb up in the Hell in a Cell, and I think he, after defeat Ryback, he climbed the Hell in a Cell and he fight Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman climb up top of the Hell in a Cell, and CM Punk got a candlestick, and the first thing crossed my mind is CM Punk is gonna toss Paul Heyman off the Hell in a Cell. And I remember Hell in a Cell was different, because the old school Hell in a Cell was low, because I think you could easily toss somebody off the Hell in a Cell into the table or into an object. But the new Hell in a Cell looked a little bit taller. I don't know how it looked on real life, but on TV it looked taller. But when I tap in on the live chat, I would never forget this. I say it would be cool if we see Paul Heyman get tossed off from the Hell in a Cell, even side from the Hell in a Cell, like Shawn Michaels and Seth Rollins did. I got responded from other people saying, "Oh, it would be sad. That would not be a good moment, and it wouldn't be cool." And trust me, that it wasn't pleasant. But CM Punk just continuously hit Paul Heyman with the candlestick, and just over and over again, and end it. And I'm thinking to myself, all that hype for nothing, because I expect something more out of it. And the crazy part about that is CM Punk won for the most extreme moment. And to me, I know how WWE is so dumb right now. If you think that's your extreme moment, then y'all just soft, But that's my opinion. I know other people have a different opinion about that, but that's just me. I had the same thing about that a year before that. I think CM Punk fought Ryback, Hell in a Cell. I think it was for the WWE Championship. I think it was a year before that. I think 2 years before that, because I remember a year before that one was after that was Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. That Hell in a Cell match was it was okay. But for the Hell in a Cell before that one, CM Punk versus Ryback, Same thing, all that hype. I thought CM Punk get tossed off from the Hell in a Cell. Didn't happen. Then next you know, I say my piece about that on the podcast. They responded back, what do you expect? You know, talking about how Hell in a Cell doesn't make the match better and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like, you respect their opinion, but it's all about common sense. You know, if you come with Hell in a Cell before the match, then you better do something. After the match, same thing, you better do something. You know, if you're not gonna do nothing, you shouldn't climb up the Hell in a Cell in the first place. That's my opinion. The reason I talk about the Hell in a Cell, because Hell in a Cell is almost like round the corner. It'll be like next month, because I know Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, they go on a headline as a main event, and that's, I think that will be the only one Hell in a Cell match, and I hope there'll be more, but we will get one Hell in a Cell, in which it's kind of pretty dumb. I wish they would have take the notes from TNA Lockdown, like all the matches take place in steel cage match. It would be epic if the whole time match take place in Hell in a Cell. I think that would be an epic move, and plus we would love to see our first ever Diva Hell in a Cell match. You know, having Charlotte versus Nikki Bella in Hell in a Cell, and I would love to see that. And plus that would be a whole definition of the Diva Revolution. That would be epic. But not everybody want to see that. Of course, you know, the PG people, they don't want to see that, and Vince McMahon, he too stupid to pull that off. But the Hell in a Cell, or so the matches of the rumors I heard so far, is like the Dudley Boys versus the New Day for the tag team title and a table match. Nikki Bella versus Paige versus Charlotte in a triple threat match for the Divas title. Kane, or should I say the Big Red Machine Kane versus Seth Rollins, and Ryback versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship, and a rematch for the title. So pretty much, also talking about Wyatt Family versus Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton in a 6-minute tag match, and John Cena maybe defending his U.S. title against somebody, in which be pretty much useless, because we all know Cena gonna win that match anyway. Might as well call the US Open Burial Challenge or some shit. But those are the rumors, and the way this match built up, and I think they give away, you know, sort of a tease, like the Dudley Boys versus the New Day, the table match. I would have held that off until maybe after the Hell in a Cell match, you know, extend the feud. But the way it looked like, I think the Hell in a Cell will look pretty good. I think try to bounce back from the Nice Champion. The Nice Champion is pretty good. You know, try to keep this good steam rolling, but I think Hell in a Cell will be okay unless Brock Lesnar in the Undertaker match finally brings back the Devil Playground spirit, and I think they will pull it off gratefully. And for me, as an Undertaker fan, I'm pulling for the Undertaker. I don't care what anybody got to say. I'm the biggest Undertaker fan. Even though I would not buy that bullshit, the Streak Blu-ray with a 21-in-1 coffin edition, I would not buy that. I'm sorry. I'm sticking with the original one, 20-in-0, the original DVD. So that's my opinion about that. I'm a big Undertaker fan since '96. And speaking of the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, there's some rumors around that they don't have an opponent for WrestleMania 32 because the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar feud is going to end in Hell in a Cell. But originally it was supposed to be ending at WrestleMania 32 for the final battle, but which it was kind of be to be honest, I thought it'd be a perfect way to end the feud between Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, besides Brock Lesnar and Undertaker and Hell in a Cell. But the reason they're doing this Undertaker and Lesnar and Hell in a Cell, trying to boost up the WWE network, in which it's kind of like a dumb move, because I got a feeling they try to do the same thing like they did last year with ending the streak. So it was like sacrificing the legacy over a viewership for the network. So that's like I said, that's my opinion. Everybody have a different opinion about it. But anyway, the Undertaker opponent and Brock Lesnar opponent, I can think of at least 3 or 4 opponents and maybe see some title picture with these two guys. I'm gonna start with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I can see him, you know, go up against like Cesaro. to have his own WrestleMania moment. And plus, like Cesaro as the Swiss Superman versus the Beast, I think the fans will like split between who they want to root for, either Brock Lesnar or Cesaro. And with Cesaro's strength, he will have his WrestleMania moment by giving Brock Lesnar the swing. I mean, that will be the coolest WrestleMania moment ever since Brock Lesnar did the shooting star press and almost damn near broke his neck at WrestleMania 19. At least he has his moment. The other opponent I would like to see is Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. Now you have two options. Either a first option is Kevin Owens challenging Brock Lesnar, or cause this match, screw him over, have a little revenge, call him out, or have Brock Lesnar challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. In his history, Brock Lesnar have never won the Intercontinental Championship. Brock Lesnar have won the WWE Championship, the Undisputed Championship, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the King of the Ring, the Royal Rumble, but never wins the Intercontinental Championship, the US Championship, and the Tag Team title. And which we were not going to see is Brock Lesnar holding the Tag Team title unless he defeat both team at the same time by himself, which that'd be epic. But anyway, but for Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens with the title or without the title, it will be epic. The third, Daniel Bryan. Originally Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar were supposed to fight each other last year SummerSlam. It didn't happen because of neck injury, but everybody know that Brock Lesnar would have won the championship. But me personally, I would love to see Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, and it will be like the underdog versus, of course, the Beast incarnated, and it will be like, okay, can Daniel Bryan survive the Suplex City? Because every time you see a Brock Lesnar match, you're gonna see a suplex gonna happen. So that type of question will be, upon at that time. And the last but not least, Brock Lesnar versus maybe Seth Rollins. If you think about it, Seth Rollins never beat Brock Lesnar, so that will be like the ultimate test. Like, can Seth Rollins, on his own beat Brock Lesnar, either he carrying the title or not? Because if without the title, that would be a good match, but with the title, it would be like the full circle. Because like Seth Rollins did beat Brock Lesnar without pinning him at WrestleMania. Full circle, Brock Lesnar gonna face Seth Rollins for the title that he never lost. So it will be a good epic roll, good battle, and hopefully see Seth Rollins have some good offense in it. And besides not being like a coward champion, or a weak champion, which he's not. To the Undertaker, pretty much it's like I would like to see Undertaker fight Kevin Owens again, with the title, without the title. But with Kevin Owens, I think he will have a good moment with Undertaker without the title, because all you gotta do, challenge the man, challenge his legacy, try to get the man respect, try fighting for it, because no streak, so might as well fight for the respect. So that's the only thing I can think of. And for the title, same thing for the Undertaker. He never won the Intercontinental Championship nor the US title. So that will be an epic moment for the Undertaker if he wins the title at WrestleMania or defeat Kevin Owens. So that will be a good moment for the Undertaker. The other match, other opponent, I'd like to see Undertaker fight. I would like to see him fight John Cena. It's been a long time we've seen John Cena and Undertaker fight each other since, I want to say, Vengeance, when Undertaker was a big evil taker and Cena was a basic thugonomic Cena when he was a heel at the time. So with that one being said, and also him defending the US title too, that would be an epic moment, and have Undertaker, fight each other, and the crowd will root for the Undertaker at his hometown in Texas. And the third one I'd like to see, maybe Finn Balor, the Demon versus the Dead Man. I think the promo would be crazy, and that would be like an upstage battle between Finn Balor and the Undertaker, and them two would tear the house down. And plus, having the NXT guys fighting the Undertaker, the Legend, that would be a big boost. But in realistic way, I don't think that can happen, because Finn Balor say he don't want to go to WrestleMania. But I understand his respect. I understand where you come from. And last but not least, Dolph Ziggler. Undertaker versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, proving that he's Mr. WrestleMania and he wants to steal the show. Who's the better person to take the show? Is fighting the Undertaker. And I think that would be an epic moment between the Undertaker and Dolph Ziggler. Both of these guys will have a WrestleMania moment at that time. And that's my topic. Leave a comment, leave a feedback, leave a like button, subscribe. Give me your thoughts about Hell in a Cell. What's your favorite Hell in a Cell moment? Give me your thoughts about Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. Who's your ideal opponent for the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, and why? I will upload this video on Facebook as well. And not only that, check out some more videos in the upcoming future for Thirsty for Wrestling and some more other videos for my channel. Until then, I see you guys next time. Bye.